Welcome to the joy of coding.
Hello, and welcome to episode 342 of The Joy of Coding. My name is Mike Conley. It's so good to have you here. Yeah, episode 342. Very excited. Going to be live hacking on some Firefox stuff. Let's get to it. Let's get down to business to defeat the bugs. Here we go. It's October 11th, 2023, episode 342. A reminder, if you've never seen this series before, no plan survives breakfast. I think I know what I want to do today. I think I know how things are going to go down. I think my green screen's not going to start collapsing on me. Let me just adjust this. But, you know, things don't always go according to plan. And so we're just going to roll with the punches as they come. None of the code that I write today has been pre-written or anything. You're watching software development occur in the wild, in the raw, as I like to say, and that's the name of the game. That's the first thing. The second thing is that if you are watching this stream and you are interested in clicking on some of the links in the agenda, because I'll be, like, as I work through the episode, I'll be filling out the agenda, you can get a copy of the agenda. It's available to you, depending on where you are watching this video. It's going to be in a couple of different places. If you're watching this on Air Mozilla, it's in the details section over there. If you're watching this on Twitch, it's down in like the channel details. If you're watching this on YouTube or Diode.zone, it's down in the video description. If you happen to be watching this on my like web page, then there should be a link up above for the episode for the agenda, and you can just follow along as I, update the agenda. This little thing will spin, and then a background thing will update the agenda in the wild, and you just reload the page, and you should have all the latest and greatest. All right. Well, what are we working on today? Well, in the background, I've got a build going because, unfortunately, I rebased and I thought I kicked off the build early, and then I looked away and I looked back like a half hour before the stream started, and the build hadn't even started because I was missing like a new dependency. I had to like rerun the bootstrap. So I did that and I kicked off the build, and I was expecting the build to be done by now, but it is not. So we have to wait for that to be completed. That'll probably take another 20 minutes on this machine, 10 minutes, because it's been a while since I pulled, so like the SC cache is probably not getting hit as much. So yeah, unfortunately we have to wait for that for any of the jump list stuff that I was hoping to get to. In the meantime, there are some things that I thought we could do while we wait. Actually, even before we get to the jump list stuff, I want that Windows build to try and fix an issue with a failing test. There's a patch I've been trying to land for a day and a half. It's a patch stack that doesn't affect Windows, really. It's to make it easier for people to import from other browsers when Firefox is installed as a snap package. If you're not familiar with snap packages, that's a way of packaging up applications, particularly for Ubuntu Linux. Canonical is really interested in the snap packaging format and the sandboxing and whatnot, and that sandboxing makes it difficult. Like it protects the user from having the application like interfere with other applications, but when it comes to importing data from those other applications, that sandboxing is actually quite restrictive, and it doesn't allow us to read data from the other applications like other browsers. But we found a workaround, and these patches allow us to employ that workaround. And for some reason, some of the tests that I added are failing on Windows, which is bizarre. And I'm really hoping to land that patch today. It was actually supposed to land yesterday because QA really wants to start testing it. But, it's landed and bounced a few times. So it's like my highest priority to get this patch landed today. So I want to work on that, except that I need to wait for this Windows build to be done, so that we can kind of investigate the test failure. And so while we wait for that, I was thinking on my Mac OS machine over here, we can work on some cleanup work to remove the old migration wizard. So I don't know if you remember, there used to be a migration wizard that doesn't look as cool as the current one. It looks like the current one looks like this, but you can actually disable that and use the old one, browser.migrate, what was it called? Content modal. If we disable that, content modal enabled, then we get the old migration wizard, which looks like this. This is the old one. And we're getting rid of it. It's time to throw it away. Like the old migration wizard has been disabled for everybody for a while now, and it's time to put it out to pasture. And so the first thing we like to do when we like decommission a component like this is, first of all, before you just like tear everything out, is it's a good idea to disable the ability to turn that thing on. So that's like your first step, and then disable all of the tests that maybe we're using it. So let's start there. And let me see. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to firefox.js. We're going to find that content modal enabled thing. We're just going to get rid of this pref. Content modal enabled, gone. I'm also going to look for all of the places where we might use content modal.enabled. There are quite a few places. We've got some documentation that refers to it. That's interesting. Array prefs are allowed to be edited by set pref. I guess we can remove that. I don't know what was using that before. Targeting for... Oh, interesting. That's a pref that we used to have. Or like some message targeting to like, are people using the new migration wizard? If so, during startup, then like here's a message. So yeah, there's some fiddly stuff here. We're gonna start. We got rid of the pref. Let's get rid of the part that actually pays attention to that pref and chooses which wizard to open, and that's here in migration utils. So we'll go there next. Content modal. We can probably on my this is gonna stop being true. Like this is show the migration wizard in about preferences, or if there is not an existing browser window open in a new top level window. Top level dialog window. The new content in about preferences tab. If and about new preferences tab, this will resolve when that tab is switched to. Otherwise, this will resolve just after opening the top level dialog window. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this check. And like, yeah, legacy behavior. We're gonna get rid of legacy. We're gonna stop doing that. Legacy. And that means that we're gonna get rid of some documentation here. Legacy, default auto close, standalone, embedded. And that also means in one of our, I think it's a scalar. Migrator list. There was like this thing that standalone. Where were we using that? Standalone default. So we got rid of this one. Behavior, browsing context. That's not. Nope. Auto close. Maybe we'll look for auto close. That might be easier to find. Migration utils. Feature manifest. That's what I'm looking for. Feature manifest. So we get rid of this one. And we'll go back to migration utils. So this is no longer an option. If so, this is going to be the default now. So this other branch down here is the legacy migration dialog. We are getting rid of that. So all of this gets to do that. That gets to come over like that. Is there anything else in here that says legacy? The legacy histogram has opened legacy wizard. What uses this? What was this used for? Huh, okay, don't need that anymore. And what else? There are going to be tests that enable it. But hang on, I was getting rid of that pref, content modal.enabled. We got rid of it there. There's some documentation that refers to it. Let's get rid of that last. What about in preferences? Content modal. It's enabled by default. Yeah, even, there's a reason. Even though we're going to be showing the migration wizard here in about preferences, we'll delegate the call to migration wizard show migration wizard or migration utils as this will allow us to properly measure entering the dialog from the preferences entry point. This should no longer block on any platform. So there you go. And special message actions. Content modal enabled. It's gone. Something somewhere was actually setting that pref, which is interesting because, all right. And then we are going to get rid of this variable, feature manifest, use new wizard. I think the last thing was this documentation here. Content modal. No, Firefox. I think we can get rid of this entirely. That documentation. That's good. Thank you very much. Just got tea delivery. Woo! Thank you very much for the tea delivery. It's Orange Pico. Pretty excited about that. Is there anything else in here about the legacy? No. Okay, so that's good. That's removed. And now we just have a bunch of tests that might be making reference to the legacy migration wizard. And good news, everyone, our Windows build is almost done. So our timing might be very fortuitous. So we're going to get rid of enabling the content modal. And then we're going to get rid of entry point telemetry. Enabled pref, content modal enabled pref. Entry point telemetry. we will not enter this. We going away soon, so we'll just pull. Okay, so we don't need that anymore. And then we're not going to enable. Oh, the legacy wizard. We're not test gets written to as well as the legacy, but only if using the old wizard window. This is not like the right label for it. Test entry points. We can get rid of this loop entirely. Content modal enabled is going to be true. So legacy histogram is not going to be written to anymore. So get rid of that and get rid of that. Get rid of that and that and that. Legacy histogram ID, don't need that anymore. Gets written to. What else? Get legacy migration entry point. Do we use that anymore? Insert histogram. Entry point ID. Okay, that's probably fine. And then legacy. We should make sure that the migration time to produce legacy scales. No, we will not do that anymore because that is no longer true. Okay, and then this thing. How's our build? Getting there. Going through media now. Content modal dot enabled. We're gonna get rid of this condition. And then in this test, yeah, we don't want to test the legacy migration wizard anymore. That entire thing we can test the import data section. Oh, launch the migration wizard. Wait for. Yeah. Good. And then browser test utils. Content modal. We don't need that anymore. Using new migration wizard. If enforced legacy is no longer going to be possible, wait for new migration wizard. We're forcing legacy. That resolves once the migration wizard appears. Getting rid of forced legacy. We're not going to do any of that anymore. So the About Preferences tab with the wizard in it. It's best to just pass whatever resolved to, closes the migration wizard. Wizard tab. Closes the migration wizard tab. A very simple wrapper. This is a very simple wrapper. Around. You know what? I don't even know if we need this anymore. Close migration wizard. Now that we know that it's going to be a tab. Yeah. It's always going to be a tab. Resolves to the opened About Preferences tab with the migration wizard running and loaded in it. We can get rid of this, and we're going to get rid of the callers of that. So there are quite a few. You know what? I'm going to put it back for now. No, let's do the right thing. Let's get rid of it altogether. This is almost done, and I'm going to hop. As soon as that's done, we're going to hop over and start focusing on our test failure. That's very important. Close migration wizard, remove tab. Let's say wizard tab, wizard migrator, migration wizard tab opened. Load the initial tab. This makes if we're using the new migration load, so that this makes it so that when for the migration wizard, when we load the migration wizard in About Preferences, the About Preferences page will open in a new tab rather than overtaking the initial one. This makes it easier to be consistent with the closing behaviors between the two kinds of migration wizard. I guess this is no longer necessary because we can just be like, just navigate it. We don't even have to remove the tab. Just send it back to about blank. Or you know what? Like, I think the test harness will just kind of take care of that for us. I think. That's the sort of thing we'll have to test in automation. No logins view. I think that a lot of this is going to be the same. Wait for migration wizard. Wizard promise wizard tab. Migrator wizard tab opened. Move tab. Wizard tab. Is there anything else? Open import over here. Promise import tab. Waiting for migration wizard to open wizard tab. Promise wizard tab is what I'm going to call it. Migration wizard opened. And then we'll close it. Remove tab, wizard tab. And then here. Oh, okay, it's done. So let us now completely shift focus. We are now completely shifting focus. Oh, you know what? We have to kind of do a build again, but this one will hopefully be a little bit faster. Because I had the jump list patches applied. I want to apply the what was it? The patches from here. That'll be this ID. MozFab patch. Such and such. Apply to here. Go ahead and get them. Meanwhile, switching back, remove tab, wizard tab. What was the next one? Entry point telemetry. We're going to be doing a lot of context switching. I hope that's all right. Because, okay, that's good. That's applied. And it should be checked out. Let's build context switching back. Wait for migration wizards right here. Opened promise, wizard, tab. Then we'll say remove tab, wizard, tab. Good. So this call blocks. That's no longer true. So about welcome import. I'll wait for migration wizard, wizard promise, force legacy. We're not doing that anymore. Force legacy. Wizard promise, wizard, close tab, wizard. Can't force legacy anymore. Remove tab, not close tab. Remove tab. I have to go through that and make sure I haven't used close tab anywhere else. Wait for migration wizard. How's our build? Well, it's still going. Okay, force legacy. Don't care. Get rid of it. This is no longer true. Force legacy. So if so that when loading the wizard, the migration wizard in about preferences in a new tab rather than overtaking the initial one. This makes it makes cleanup of that initial tab more explicit. Cleanup of that opened tab more explicit. Get rid of that. Remove tab. And get rid of that. Remove tab. And this forcing legacy. Yeah, this doesn't. Don't need that anymore. All right. And then down here, autocomplete import. Wait for migration wizard window. Wizard promise. The modal. This is not true that it blocks anymore. New migration wizard does not block. Wizard opened. Migrate not used. Close pop-up. If we close the wizard when the tab is still open, the username field will be focusing, which triggers another importable suggestion. Okay, remove tab. Close the wizard tab. Find previous. Where do we declare wizard? Let wizard tab. Wizard tab. Wizard tab. Right there. And wait for my anything else. No. Okay, good. That's done. And then this one is different. Let's go back over here. Still building. Shoot. I really should have planned better. All right. Really should have planned better. Oh well. Okay, so that's removed. And then in the rest of our tests, do we have any that just test the legacy? Wizard. I'm guessing no. But let's run. Let's mock build faster. And let's run the migration wizard test just to see what happens. It'd be good to run all of the tests we just modified too. Make sure. Oh, I didn't mean to open Thunderbird. You shouldn't see that. Woo! Shouldn't have foregrounded that. Could have had some security bugs there. I don't think he did. I don't think I had any security bugs foregrounded. I know I didn't. I haven't had any security bugs lately. Still, you definitely don't want to see my email. It's just bugs. Just bugs! I'm having to do this all over again. Are you serious? Why am I missing the cache so much? That first build, are you telling me that first build was useless? You're killing me. Alright. Bugs Bunny. I like the cut of your jib, Smurf D. Bugs all the way down. Come on. Don't be shy. Okay, so we've rebuilt all of Dom. Maybe the rest of this will be a little more cache friendly. Oh. Stuck somewhere. Oh, because of focus? Maybe I had the focus incorrectly placed. Might have to run that test again just to see. Entry point telemetry. Well, it's not just focus. Something's up there. Entering setup. Wait for migration wizard to open. How does this work? It does this hack. When we load. Rather than the initial one, this makes cleanup more consistent and explicit. Cleanup of the wizard more explicit. since just close the tab. Okay. Clear. Show and close migration wizard via entry point. Wait for migration wizard. Show migration wizard. Does this block? This shouldn't block. Test here. Now test here. Shouldn't block. Bugs Bunny. Yeah, it's not blocking. So what's the problem? And then we wait for it to be opened. Wait for migration wizard. Wait for event on the window. Are we doing it too soon, maybe? Has there always been a little bit of a race here? No, we set it up here. Oh, the agenda formatting is currently messed up. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Not to be... Oh, yep. That's what happens whenever I don't put a space there. There we go. Thank you. Sorry about that. And let's close this now. All right, let's step through this thing. See what's going on. Thank you, Craig. Shout out to Craig. Okay, got our debugger here. We're gonna set up this thing. Oh, see, like this is all out of date. I need to build. That's the problem. Build, mock build, faster. I guess I hadn't built for some reason. Oh, no, don't open up the debugger. You're welcome. Want to shout me out again? It's my birthday, Craig. Happy birthday. Woo! Craig.
Mamma mia!
Hi-oh! Happy birthday, Craig. Special shout out to Craig. It's Craig's birthday, everybody. Everyone, if you know Craig, even if you don't know Craig, give yourself, wish Craig a happy birthday. I hope you have a great day, Craig. Still not working. I don't know how old you're turning, Craig, but if you're super, if you're like super young, if you're super old, if you're right in the middle of your life, I don't know how old you're turning, but I hope your day is great. And if you're seeing, friends or family or something, or even just doing something low key, I hope it's a good day. Let's see. Wait for migration wizard. Enter here. See, what the heck? Why is this stuff still old? Browser test utils. Didn't I update browser test utils? Did I forget to say? I forgot to save. That's what happened. I forgot to save, everybody. Save. Pro tip, gang. Save your files. That's a pro tip. That's a pro tip from me, a professional software developer. Save your files before compiling them or packaging them. Much more effective than just having them exist in memory and not actually manifesting. Yes, many happy returns, Craig. Turning a big 3-8. One of my contemporaries. That's roughly my age-ish. Um, yeah. Congratulations on 38. Now we're talking. Okay, let's rerun the test because I think that this warrants that. Let's also see how our build's doing. Oh, our build is done. Switching focus back entirely. Great. Okay. What I want to do is revisit the test failure log. Here, we can ignore this test run. We'll do that later. That's less important. So the failure was in a debug build, which I don't have, but I think I can probably do this with printf debugging. And test Chrome permissions, we were crashing because we were failing at this assertion where one of our paths has a / rather than a \. So I need to figure out how the test somehow stumbles into that. So let's figure that out. Mock test. First of all, let's run the test. Let's also open the test. Permissions. And if I am reading this log correctly, it occurs... Where does it occur? Right after line 191. So it's right towards the end of the test, I think. It's right around here in this normalize business. So, what did the test, when I ran it, what happened? Okay, it's regenerating some stuff. I'm gonna dump these two values. Can get permissions. Await migrator. Can get permissions. And then dump remappdir path. Let's see if we can. Okay, so this also fails. It fails because the test timed out. Maybe because I was editing the file as the test was running. It failed or timed out. Okay, so there's something more going on here. Test fail. Where's the failure? Pass, 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 pass. Why did it fail? Test end. Test fail. Is it related to these last two things? Like, what happens if I get rid of this? Passed. So it's down, it's these things. Let's put these above. Maybe it's that those normalize calls. It doesn't even write them. So maybe can get permissions is failing out. Have I mocked that out or something? Have I test can get permissions? I stub it out the ability to do it. Should not be able to get permissions, and then we resolve it to true. Should be able to get the permissions path, and then resolves the gtempter, the data path. Should be able to get the permissions path. And it should be the tempter. And then remap directory. Get data path is the gtempter. Should be able to get the permissions path. And then we choose the remap directory. What is the remap directory? Let's end there. What is the remap directory? Does it accidentally have a / when it should be backslashes? How do I find it in all this mess? Should be able to get permissions. Get the permissions path. Should report. True equals true. Remap dir. Backslashes. That's what I expect. And if I put this back, hang on, I'm just going to comment this chunk out. If I put this back, it should fail. It's the can get permissions that's failing, right? If so, we can start going deep on what's going on there. Yeah, can get permissions fails. So, migrate Chrome profile migrator can get permissions. Data path get attempting to get data path. Dump data path. I have a feeling our remapping is going wrong on Windows. Permissions. Attempting. Do we even attempt? Start test remap directories. Entered can get permissions. Starting can get permissions test. You know, it'd be lovely if I could debug this XPC shell test. I bet there's a way I can do that. I think I've seen this before, that you can like attach. You can attach a debugger. About debugging. I think I can like attach to a network location. Starting can get permissions test, then it does this, and we just flat out fail. Okay, is there XPC shell test help? How do I debug? Verify XPC shell. JS debugger. Wait for JS tools debugger before starting the test. Yeah, let's do that. JS debugger, and then let's give it a port. JS debugger. Port. Let's give it a fun number, 554433. How about 55443? And then let's put debugger right here. And we're going to try and connect to localhost 55443. whenever the server, the debugger server gets launched. Okay, waiting for the debugger to connect. Connect. Inspect. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Run. Let's step in. Step. Can get permissions. Can get permissions on platform. Where are we? Invoke some proxy. I think get user path if it exists. These are all backslashes. If there is a Chrome user data path, then we're going to see if we can get the remapped path. Data path remappings. Data path remappings. Ah! The remapping has forward slashes. See, that's no good. So wherever we set the forward, the remapping, data path remappings. Where do we set the remappings? Set the file path. That's no good. What we want is it to be NSC search box NSI file.idl. File URL. File picker. What's file URL? On a file picker, the file URL gets the NSI URI for a file or directory. And what we want is an file path. That's on the NSI URI. I want the native NSI file picker. File or directory. You know what? Instead of doing that, I've got a better idea. We're going to update Chrome Profile Migrator. Data. Alright, was it remappings? We're going to data path remapping set. File equal fp dot file file picker file. If file and file dot, so it's an NSI file, I need the native path. Maybe just the path is fine at this point. Target and path. I can't use that over xbcom. I want the path. Get relative path. Set relative path. NSI file. To move to target. String path. Use with sprstrlib. What's the difference between target and path? Find out what the NS file points at. Find out what the symlink points at. say file target not equal original data path. Unfortunately, this is going to require us to do some manual testing. FP off on Linux, and that's a real pain in the butt to do because we have to make sure this still works. Grr. But let's see if this let's see if this passes the test, at least. This is good though. We found a bug. Still fails. Oh, you know what? I might have to build. Data path remapping dot set. Yeah, I need to build. That's why. Forget that I am not on Mac OS. I have to repackage because symlinks. Passed. Okay, great. So let's take a look at the full patch. We're going to get rid of our dump statements. Don't need these anymore. I don't need the change to the test anymore. Let's run the whole test now. Push up for review, boot up our Linux box, and try and do a build that we can test. See. Fail. Remapped path. Default. It's expecting. The permission path should be the remapter, and remapter, yeah, I would expect that to be the case too. Okay. Once again, debugger time. We're going to figure out what's going wrong here. Hello? Going to figure out what's going wrong here. That wasn't very good. I like the New Zealand accent. I wish I was better at it. Taika Waititi has an amazing accent. Okay. I want to can get permissions. I want to break here. Can I do that? No, I was too late. Too late. Once again. don't print. We're gonna break. Yeah, that's fine to break there. Oh, excellent. Not quite yet. We're gonna disable that breakpoint. Add a breakpoint, but disable it. Good. Now we'll re-enable it. Okay. Data path, get user. Okay, here we go. Chrome user data path is that. We're going to see what our remappings are. Data path remappings. It got remapped to undefined. See, that's no good. Okay, that explains it. What we have written does not work. So, let's do that again. Come on. Oh, no, shoot. See, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to wait until... I want to do it earlier. I want to do it right around here. Okay. Start again. Five, 4, 4, 3. Here we go. Okay, now Chrome profile migrator data path remappings dot set here. We're gonna go here. Okay, so what do we have? fp dot file dot target. Oh, it's because it's not supposed to be fp.target. It's supposed to be file.target. That's why. That's why we write tests. That's why we do it. This is why we do it. Don't just trust your eyeballs, because your eyeballs will lie to you. Or your brain. Write your tests. Your tests will help you. Yes, there we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. So we're going to get rid of our debugger statement there. I'm going to absorb the changes that I just made. We're going to push them up for review. Fix data path remapping on Windows. And then we have to make sure that it still works on Linux. And so we are going to need to boot up our VM. Excuse me. Building will not take long, thankfully. But packaging, creating a snap package, what a pain in the butt. It is error prone and it takes forever. Forever. I hope it works nicely whenever we do it here, but like Like, I get it. I get why people are doing Snap and Flatpak and containerizing applications. I get it, but like, holy smokes, the developer experience is garbage. Garbage. At least for me on my VM. Maybe it'd be easier if it wasn't a VM. But it's like one of the first things you need to do is like clone a virtual machine in my virtual machine, and like it's using QEMU to do that, and like there's no way that's efficient, and like, you know, that ends up taking a bunch of process. Basically, it like boots up a computer to repackage our Snap and takes forever. What I should do, actually, before I even do any of this, is I should just rerun all of the tests on Windows here. Make sure that there wasn't anything I missed. So mock test browser components migration test unit sequential. That'll be for XPC shell test. RPM is worse than Deb though, right? I don't know. I've never packaged for Debian. I've never packaged for anyone. So who knows? Maybe the developer experience for everyone is garbage. All I know is that whenever I, like, a Snap package is very specific. It's sandboxed in a particular way. And whenever I have to build one, I want to stab my eyes with golden pins. Okay, so that worked. And I'm fairly confident that this will also pass. But let's do it anyways. And while we're doing that, we'll sign into the VM. Here. So I'm SSHing into the VM. And I'm going to prune these two off. I'm going to check out this because I have to base everything on top of it. Not mincing words. Yeah, sorry if that was graphic. That was an Oedipus Rex reference. I studied, I don't know if people know this. I studied theater and... Oh, wait, no. Did I want to do that? Yeah, I wanted to do that. I studied theater and, like, took a lot of English classes and read a lot of Greek plays. And Oedipus Rex, known for a number of things. One of those things was stabbing his eyes out with golden pins once he realized the other things he'd done. If you're not sure what he'd done, if I don't want to spoil the Oedipus, I don't want to spoil the play for you if you don't know. But he does some things that makes him really upset. And his reaction is to stab his eyes out. Spoiler alerts for Oedipus, the play from like thousands of years ago. I'm actually curious now. When was Oedipus Rex written? When was that? Was that Sophocles? Yeah, Sophocles 420 BC. So, I don't know. Statute of limitations on spoilers is probably run out. Okay, applying. Okay. I have to, what am I configured to build with? Good. And I've got the right patches checked out. Good. Mock build. And then I have to mock package, and then repackage as a snap. Fun times. Okay, well, while we're waiting for that build in the background, we can close this one. We can go back to what we were doing before, which I guess what I was trying to do is run these tests. Oh yeah. I basically killed the test while the migration wizard tests because our other build finished. So it's like, hey, what happened? Hey, what happened? Now we can run them. Good. All right. Now, what were the other files that we changed? The other tests. There were a bunch of them. Here's one. We're just gonna go through them all. In fact, before I do that, let's make a list. I think I could do what HG status change this one. Does that work? Yeah. Wait, HG status. I think I have to create a commit. Bug such and such. Remove the ability to switch to the old migration wizard. And probably a few other people. OMC reviewers. Who else? There are probably a few others. How's our build doing? That test pass, that's good. Okay, this build is done, so we're gonna package. Oh, I still have a debugger in here? Yeah, I shouldn't have that. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, get rid of that. Amend. Repackaging. You're gonna see maybe some of the hacks I do to spur snap package development along, because it's just like hitting a piece of meat with a lead pipe, like just God, come on. All right. Status change. We're gonna get the list of the tests that we changed. That's all these, for the most part. Let's create a list. Oh boy. Let's make that easier to do. And let's put those in slightly, and we can get rid of some. And let's also not a test, not a test, not a test, test. Okay, so now we can just get our big list of things to let's indent these one more time. Come on, indent. How do I indent? There. Okay, let's test this one. Is packaging almost done? Packaging's done. Okay, mock repackage snap -- install. Let's see what it does. Let's see if it likes me today. Okay, well, and for our other test here, I'm glad I ran it. It is not working. Let's find out what this test does. It runs the command and it waits for the migration wizard window to open, which it did. Wizard tab, migration wizard tab opened. Oh, and we also don't need this part. Wait for migration wizard. Do command. Oh, yeah, this isn't going to work because, once again, it's waiting for a new tab to open. So we actually do need that, shoot, right? Like, we need that change for that add setup thing. Okay, let's find another one where we did that. About logins, I think, did it. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Or was it this one, open import? No. And here, yeah. Just copy that. Load the initial tab. I think this makes that when we're using the migration, that when the about preferences hosting the migration wizard opens will load about preference page in your tab rather than the initial one. This makes it easier, consistent with the opening, to be more explicit when cleaning up, because we can just remove the opened tab. Okay. Let wizard tab equals await wizard tab promise, and then browser test utils remove tab wizard tab. All right, on the test. How's our repackaging? Yep, failed. So I seem to recall what I had to do in this case is I had to do like multipass, delete, Snapcraft, Firefox Devel, and let that think about that for a while. And if it fails, I just kill it, because that's a rational thing to have to do. Did that pass? It did not pass. Browser, remove tab. Casing. Like, no shade to the people who obviously worked hard on getting the snap crafting, snap stuff built out, but like, I am still frustrated. Okay, so multipass, recover, Snapcraft, Firefox Devel. Now try it again. Okay, so that one passes. Now this one. Time is at 2:25. Man, we did not get to the jump list stuff today. Too many emergencies got in the way. What a pain. Okay, that one's good. Open import. Shouldn't check these off until it's done. And this is a TOML file, not a test. Good. Endpoint telemetry. I'm pretty sure we already tested this one, but just for giggles. And ooh, that is actually a module, not a test. So we actually have to see who uses that. We might have to just run all of the new. Oh, I don't want to run all the new tab tests. Who uses that? New tab. Import rollouts. There's this test. Okay, this is what I want to run. Mock test. What did I just run? Entry point telemetry. Great. Knock it off. Knock that off. Great. Passed. Next up, about welcome import. Still repackaging. Launching some kind of VM. Software development in the raw. That's correct. QEMU is only using 1% of my CPU. Why so slow? Use more CPU, little VM. Little boot guy. Come on, let's go. 1%. Come on. What are you even doing? There we go. 10%. 125%. Now we're talking. Software development in the raw. It sounds like a wrestling. Welcome to In the Raw software development. Oh yeah, brother. That is a throwback. I never watched wrestling, but I was aware of like those people. Was it Hulk Hogan? I don't know who was saying "Oh brother." Whoever did that, maybe he was talking about software development in the raw. I'll take a bug, put it in the ring. He'll never know what hit him, brother. Okay, that passed. And finally, if this passes, then I'm fairly confident that we've got a workable patch. Hey, bug, snapcrafting bug. I want to see you in the ring tomorrow. Actually, no, I want to see a patch for you in the build tomorrow. Because I really want you off my plate. I'm getting zero feedback on starting this VM. It takes forever. It's got to clean it, apparently. It's got to clean the environment. I don't know if that means like it has to go and like download. Like, I have no idea what that means. But it's sure taking a lot of CPU. Oh, golden pins. Golden pins. All right. Let's call it there on the on this patch. And we'll post this up for review. I actually want to update the commit message as well. This also removes the main pref and all of the things that used to read from it. Pain pref, the pref for the this removes the pref to re-enable the legacy wizard and all of the things that used to read from it. It also disables the ability to use the legacy wizard from about welcome with the about welcome behavior feature. About welcome behavior. That is what we called it. Feature manifest. A migration wizard about welcome behavior. Yeah. It also removes one of the old utility, the close migration wizard utility from browser test utils, since that was effectively just a thin, that effectively became a thin wrapper around the remove tab. Finally, I also, this patch also removes some documentation about the legacy migration wizard. Anything else that got removed? Okay. Remove some documentation and and tests for that open specifically check the legacy behavior, legacy dialogue behavior. All right, let's take a look. Amazing. Yes. Yes, I'm happy with this. All right, let's post it up for review. See what people think. Meanwhile, how's our snap packaging? Just happened to fail on us. Let's try again. Isn't that cool? Isn't that a cool feature of building snaps that it will just like, nope, can't do it. Try again. Wiki said that Raw exists. WWE Raw still exists. I think that's where my mind went whenever we were talking about software development in the Raw. WWE Raw software development. One wrestler, one computer. Enter a ring. A patch will emerge. Live on pay-per-view. Spend $20 of your hard-earned money to see some buffoonery. All right, I'm going to call the stream there. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know we didn't get to the jump list stuff, but like I started with, software development in the Raw will get sidelined, and this happened to be one of those cases where an emergency thing kind of landed on my lap, and we had to deal with it. And we had to like do a lot of context switching. So hopefully that was interesting. Thanks again for watching. Let me know what you thought of the episode. There's a link inside the agenda to rate the episode. It's right down here. In fact, I'm going to copy the link. How do I copy the link? Copy the link. And I'm going to put it in the chat. So if you follow that, that's a great way to let me know what you thought of the episode. Ways I can improve the series. Maybe you've got some ideas on things I could look at. Maybe you have some questions you'd like me to try and answer during the stream. I read everything that comes in, so go ahead and that's a great way to communicate with me about this stream. A wild patch appeared. Let's see if the snap is done by next week. Oh. If it takes a week, I'm retiring. The software development is broken. No, it will not take a week. It better not. All right. Thanks again for watching. And I will see you all next week. Take care, everybody. Hold on. Let me do that. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
The joy of coding.
See ya. Golden pins.